Hey folks, Rue here. Just wanted to let you know that this episode of Ruel's Running Podcast is sponsored by Health IQ, an insurance company that helps health-conscious people get special life insurance rates. Health IQ can save the listeners of Ruel's Running Podcast up to 33% because physically active people have a 56% lower risk of heart disease, a 20% lower risk of cancer, and a 58% lower risk of diabetes compared to people who are inactive. Health IQ uses science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people, including runners, cyclists, strength trainers, and more. To see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/Ruel or mention the promo code RUEL when you talk to a Health IQ agent.
Podcasting from somewhere in the San Francisco Bay Area, the birthplace of Bruce Lee, the iPhone, and the bendy straw. This is Ruel's Running Podcast, a podcast about running, health, family, play, and an NSNG lifestyle. And now, here's your host, Ruel.
There was a dream a million miles away. There was fire in
Amazon.com. You know, I won't be surprised if more and more stuff that I shop for, buy, and get shipped to my home comes from Amazon. It's just a reality, right? And if this is your reality, go to ruelsrunning.com, click through to the Amazon banner to get to Amazon. Why am I asking you to do so? Well, it is a no-cost-to-you way. If you like listening to Ruel's Running Podcast, it is a way that you can help the show out without spending more than you've already spent while shopping at the good folks at Amazon.com. So help us out. Go to ruelsrunning.com, click through to the Amazon.com site, and shop, connect, and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to Ruel's Running Podcast, a podcast about health, running, family, an NSNG lifestyle, and horsing around because, well, why does it have to be horses? Why can't it be billy goats, and chickens, and pigs, and lizards, no, well, clowns. That's it. Welcome, guys. I'm your host, Ruel Abadam. I am the head of the snake and the ass of the horse, which is this podcast. So glad to be here. If you are a new listener, yes, you did happen to press play accidentally on this silly little show. I hope you stick around, and I hope you have a good time, and I hope you check out the archive of stuff. You can check that out at ruelsrunning.com. And yeah, you can check it out on Apple Podcasts. You can check it out on Google Play. You can check it out on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podbean, you know, all that good stuff. Anyways, I'm rolling right now. I'm rolling. I gotta pick up one of my sons. And before I carry on with that, I also want to say, if you are a return listener, welcome back to the show. You know what? I was remiss on the last episode and the episode before that, I believe, to mention that this show has turned 3. Happy anniversary to this thing called Ruel's Running Podcast. Yes, I can't believe it's 3 years. And in the 3 years, it has not gotten any better. I've had a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Some days it's funner than others, and some days it's just, you know, a real pathetic downer. Want to just sit in my Honda Civic in a garage with a tailpipe duct taped to some hose and yada yada yada. That's according to Vinnie Tortorich. On Christmas. If you listen to his podcast, Fitness Confidential, that was a Monday show with him and Anna Barcino, which you've heard at the top of the show and you will hear at the end of the show, because the multi-talented actress, author, comedian does the intro and outro for this show at the moment. And I say at the moment because, as the new year rolls around, I want to see if I can switch things around and just continue to make it interesting and have more fun. As I mentioned, I'm rolling. I've got to pick up one of my sons who's at a friend's house. He's having what's called a play date. Never had those as a kid. Never had a play date. I just went and played whoever was available. And if no one was available, I just played with myself. That didn't sound right. I amused myself, kept myself occupied doing other things like playing with rocks and sticks. And if that got boring, I played with rocks and sticks in some water. I remember as a kid, if there was a spare metal trash can, back in the day, trash cans were metal and they were heavy, and the lids were perfect for shields in case you needed a shield for combat. But they weren't these plastic Rubbermaid things. They were a hefty piece of metal. But anyways, we would have spare ones, not to fill with garbage, but to fill with soda and beer and ice, and that was the beverage bin for the massive parties that were hosted and that I was a part of as a kid growing up on Guam. But so after a party was hosted, and there was like the canopies and the tents were all still up, and all of the benches and chairs were set aside, and a lot of the cleanup had been done, because parties were on people's property. The whole lawn was decked out with canopies and benches and chairs and large tables, and it was a big old fiesta. It was a big old luau, if you want to compare it to something big and massive, and trash cans full of beverages. But after one of these things, we'd have these emptied out trash cans, fill it up with water, and ta-da! Got myself a pool, a jacuzzi of some sorts, just without the bubbles and the heat.
Health IQ rated 9.6 out of 10 on Trustpilot. Customers love them. Ryan Hall, the fastest marathoner in American history and the only United States athlete to break the 1 hour time for the half marathon. This is what he has to say about Health IQ. Quote, "It's perfect because it's made for people like me with a healthy, active lifestyle." Unquote. The lower heart rates that many pro athletes have can sometimes negatively affect insurance rates. Hall liked the fact that Health IQ used this active lifestyle as an asset in getting a good life insurance rate rather than it being a detriment. He commented that he appreciated how Health IQ made the process easy and simple for him, given how limited his time already was. Health IQ is the fastest growing life insurance company with over $5 billion in coverage. So, like saving money on your car insurance for being a good driver, Health IQ saves you money on your life insurance for living a health-conscious lifestyle. To see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/Ruel or mention the promo code RUEL when you talk to a Health IQ agent today.
So there I was. Now there I would be in a trash can full of water, just dunking myself. Got my swim trunks on, and just hanging out in a pool, in a tub. And I would practice I would practice holding my breath underwater. That's what it was good for. I couldn't practice any of my strokes. I couldn't go diving off the diving board. Couldn't do any of that. But I could just kind of dunk myself in the water and hold my breath and see how long I could do it. I don't know why the hell that story came out, but that was and it was the trash can was sitting on the porch. So there's a porch with a trash can full of water and a little brown kid kind of dunked under the water, holding his breath. That was me on a tropical island. Awesome. So anyways, yeah, that's what I did as a kid to keep myself occupied. And that and the typical stuff, taking your bike, jumping over, plywood ramps, jumping over fires that you would start, lighting up random pieces of wood with lighter fluid and stuff. And getting your BB gun rifles and pellet rifles and shooting the brown snakes that somehow ended up in your house, and you'd have to somehow get it out of the house and take it out. That kind of stuff. You drag a snake out onto the street and pump up your pellet gun rifle how many times you had the power to do it, and point blank take out a snake. One morning there was a snake curled up around the curtain rod above my parents' headboard in their bedroom. Imagine waking up, looking up to the ceiling, looking up and seeing a snake wound up around your curtain rod. Yeah, now that's kind of troubling. So yeah, we do what you got to do, and you got to take it out in front of the house and take it out. And that same morning, while we took our pellet gun rifle and slowly had it facing up to the sky and slowly brought the barrel down to the road to take out the snake, one of the neighbors down the street was driving away and looked in the rearview mirror and could see just as we were bringing the barrel down, and the barrel was parallel to the street. It looked like from her rearview mirror that we were aiming our rifle right at her. I might have told the story before on the podcast, but later that day, back from school, my dad home from work, the police came knocking at our door. Said that we got reports from one of the neighbors that you guys were trying to shoot her with a gun. I'm like, no, we weren't trying to do that, officer. We were just, trying to take out the snake, and he totally got it. He understood. He saw, we had to be more careful next time. No big deal. So anyways, yeah, I'm on my way to pick up my son who's at a play date. And I'm sure they're not dealing with brown tree snakes. I'm sure they're not dealing with pellet gun rifles. I'm sure they're not dunking themselves in garbage cans like I did as a kid. They're probably just playing with Legos and watching kid videos on TV and drawing and snacking on stuff. And what else? I don't know. That's pretty much it, I guess. So and if they were lucky, maybe the friend's father took him out riding bikes or whatever, or went to a playground and played on play structures and all that good stuff. I don't know, but it isn't New Year's Eve, but it will be eventually, and I'm not sure I'll be able to touch a mic to wish you guys a Happy New Year, and I want to. And so maybe this is what this podcast is about. It's just saying, hey guys, I'm a little bit lonely right now, and I know maybe you guys are too, and I thank you and appreciate you tapping that play button on the podcast player to listen to this episode. And I want to wish you a happy new year and all that good stuff. But before I depart, just going to occupy more of your time. How about that? Sounds good to me. That sounds good to you. Through the magic of podcasting, it's fast forward, and we're into January 2nd. Currently on vacation with the family, and just trying to make new memories. But I want to give my appreciation. I want to send out my thanks to everybody who's tuned into the podcast, who took the time on this short episode to listen to me again go down memory lane. But I need to myself look forward in this new year and make plans, make my own goals, make my own sort of things that I want to accomplish type list. Whether or not it happens, at least I'll be forward thinking and try to be better. Just try to be better. Anyways, folks, it is already 2018. Happy New Year. Happy belated New Year. And catch you in the next episode. Bye. Hey, folks. I forgot something. Before I actually sign off, I want to leave you with a quote. And the quote is this. It's actually from a song. Quote, "Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you'd never been, but all the things that you've seen, they slowly fade away. So I'll start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. And so, Sally can't wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say." And that, my folks, was "Don't Look Back in Anger" by Oasis. So, hug your friends, eat something delicious, and go run something. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Ruel's Running Podcast with Ruel. If you like what you just heard, share it with your friends and your enemies. Also, be sure to check out the site over at ruelsrunning.com. This has been another Coffee with Heavy Cream production. Join us next time for another silly show of Ruel's Running Podcast.